Welcome to Badass in Action, the show that ignites your inner fire and propels you toward your epic goals. I'm Melanie Browning, delivering raw interviews, game-changing stories, and mindset hacks to keep you moving. Get ready, it's go time. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Melanie Browning, and today I have a special guest, Emily Bacon. I'm just going to read this real quick. Emily is the owner of Hot Potato Art Studio, which is a children's art studio in Gilbert, Arizona. As a former elementary teacher, she combines her passion for education and art to offer a creative space where children can develop their art skills, build confidence, and my favorite, have fun. Yes. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Thanks, Melanie.
How are you doing today?
Good. We just finished up our fall semester, and now we have a week off before winter break camp.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I had the pleasure of coming over. You let me come over and check it out and see the very colorful, beautiful studio that you have in Gilbert, which is like right around the corner from my house. I love it. What got you into like having the idea and really going to have, a brick and mortar business?
Yes. Such a complex question because my whole life was teaching. But my daughter, around when she was about 5 years old, asked for art classes. And I didn't know where to go. I couldn't really find any art classes for her. And that had always stuck in my mind. And we ended up signing her up for gymnastics, and that's what we settled on. But the thought just kept coming into my mind, like, there's no art studio for kids here. Like, where are these kids supposed to go? And it grew into an obsession pretty much, where it got progressively more intense. Like each day I'd wake up and I would start to see the art studio. I could envision it, and I tried pushing it down and ignoring it. Like, that's crazy. That is so ridiculous. You're not going to open an art studio, Emily. Just keep teaching fifth grade. But it just got worse and worse, or like, I guess, better and better.
Yeah, at that point, it probably felt worse and worse.
But now I'm so glad I had that overwhelming feeling. And then it got to the point where it was actually my ex-husband who said, I was like, I'm so afraid of this risk if I go for it. And he said, it's going to be a bigger risk if you don't try at this point. And I think he was just really sick of me talking about this imaginary art studio. But that stuck with me. And here we are.
I mean, it's helpful when someone on the outside that is, truly seeing what you're doing and seeing probably the fear. It's easier when you're removed from it to kind of like see what's going on with the other person. But that's very supportive. What was it like, taking those steps and moving into entrepreneurship from being a teacher?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily realized what I was doing. It really was just the next step forward, because I had no idea what I was doing. All I know was teaching. So it was, next step, get an LLC, open a bank account. Okay, I did that. And that was like exhausting. That was the one day task, get that done, schedule the class. And it started to happen from there.
Did you have anyone to guide you along the way, or did you find yourself seeking knowledge in certain places? Do you remember like that process at all?
Yes. There was a lot of Googling. But as soon as I started saying things out loud, then pretty much everyone in my world encouraged me to do it and had some ideas, some strategies or a connection, and told me to go talk to this person or that person. And I really did find a huge support system with women, entrepreneurial women. If everyone I reached out to, whether they were like across the country or even in Gilbert, who was teaching classes or as some sort of resource, supported me and encouraged me. So I did find that.
Isn't that wonderful? Like, and it is true. Like when someone asks you something, you can answer that question. You can guide someone. You're like, oh yes, here's from my experience. Here's how that goes. It's super powerful. So I think oftentimes it can be hard to realize like that's a two-way street. Like other people, like I know a lot of times like I don't want to bug this person, there's so many people out there that really want to help and really want to
Yes.
be that person.
And it feels good to help, to pay it forward, because so many people helped me on the journey, and they still are. And so now when younger people are coming to me just with questions about how did you start, or can I be an intern? Yes, absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So specifically art, I know you're looking for art. What is your art background?
I don't have much of an art background.
I love that.
Yeah. I love art though, and I'm really good at art.
Yes.
But my degree is not in art, it's in education. But that didn't stop me. It was like, I can still do this. I think because I started on such a small scale in my garage as opposed to a brick and mortar, that it felt more manageable. And I was just teaching to my daughter and her friends until they started growing. And I kept learning and learning, then started taking my own classes, and then got connected with other artists who we started collaborating, where I have the teaching background, they have the art background, and then creating classes that way.
That's so beautiful. So it's such a wonderful story as far as, you have the vision, you have someone like reflecting back to you. Yeah, just go and do it. Starting where you're comfortable with. Because I think, a lot of times, and comfort's kind of a funny word, like, because even that probably, I'm sure, felt like huge, right? Starting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just having other people, but growing at the pace that feels right, and kind of knowing when it's time to push yourself.
Yeah.
And building those relationships. It's a beautiful journey along that way. Are you part of any of the local communities specifically? Is there anyone that you want to share there? Or is it just kind of just the people that you've reached out to and kind of built your own community?
Yes, there are so many resources, specifically in Gilbert, but also like nationwide. The Gilbert Chamber of Commerce has been very welcoming. I'm not currently a member, but they have been very welcoming. Gilbert Hub offers so many free resources where they have monthly meetings. Lots of women entrepreneurial groups. And then I just connected with other local art teachers too, and we started having coffee together. In general, everyone's been so supportive of that, and so there's a huge community out there. You just have to put yourself out there and show up and be like the new kid at first.
Yeah.
And I'm also in an entrepreneurial book club.
Oh, nice.
And that's been a wonderful experience too.
What's your favorite book so far?
Oh.
Or just one that jumps out. Like, it doesn't have to. I know people have a hard time putting the favorite label on anything. Is there anything that jumps out, or a tip from something that kind of rings true with you? Right
now I'm starting to read Die with Zero, where you enjoy your life and everything that you're working so hard for, instead of holding on to it. So living the life that we're dreaming for, what we're working so hard for.
That's good. I love that. I love that. I geek out on books, if you can't. That's wonderful. Let's go ahead and get into your business. I kind of want to give people a view. So if you're looking, you want that art for your child, what age ranges and what kind of classes do you provide? Yeah,
we primarily serve ages 5 through 17. And we offer a variety of art classes, from fine art classes to more process art, where kids can explore and just have fun with art. We also, because we serve such a wide range of ages, we have foundational art, intermediate, and then advanced art. We just added on digital art too. I'm so excited about that. Yes, a huge demand for digital art. So we have a few classes on Procreate and Adobe. And then
is that done with the computer, iPad?
iPad.
Okay. I'm so not tech savvy, but my son would.
Yes.
He's definitely more digital art.
Yeah, and it's amazing what these kids are learning and adding in animation. And my own daughter did the class, and that was the Monday. She was like, "Are we going back to the art studio?" Usually I make her work there, but she was just begging to go on Mondays. And then weekends, of course, we have to have the fun pop culture classes. So lots of, right now, K-pop Demon Hunters are huge. So we have a few of those classes going, and always Adopt a Squishmallow. That really helped put me on the map. So we will continue to have those classes.
That's awesome. How does it work? Do people need to bring in art supplies? Are they given a list? Is everything provided for them?
Yeah, everything's provided for them. So we plan all the lessons, the curriculum, and have all the supplies ready.
Okay. Even for like the digital art, do they bring their own iPads?
They have to bring their own iPad,
Okay.
iPad, stylus, and then download the app that we're using for, depending on which digital art class they choose.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think I saw, what were the cake decorating?
Cake decorating, yes.
Yeah.
So that's another woman business owner. She's a vendor, and so I'm hosting the class, but she's leading that and running her own business that way.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Those, like, I'm seeing more and more of those. I know they're there. It's just my awareness around having the space and then having other entrepreneurs come in and do that. What do you think the ratio is? Is it with other teachers and other people hosting with your business?
What do you mean the ratio?
The ratio of the ones that you, like, do you teach them and then have other people come in or have other hosts there?
Oh, yes.
Or is it just kind of pretty
This
standard?
is the only one I have that's an outside vendor.
Okay.
And I don't do it that much because our schedule is pretty full with our own classes.
That's awesome.
But it's cake. Like, we got to have a cake decorating class in there. So I'm like, we'll make room for this one.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And I think you mentioned that you also, like, go out to places and do things. Can you kind of go into that and what things you offer?
So I started off teaching classes from my garage, and then we grew to a mobile studio before I got the brick and mortar. And when I got the brick and mortar, I didn't stop the mobile piece. So we still pack up all of our art supplies and go to local schools or preschools and bring art lessons there, or doing like art club at the schools.
Okay.
So that's a huge part of our business as well. We also do that with tutoring. So the tutor will travel to the client's home. Okay.
So do you have a lot of in-school students and homeschool? Is it just kind of mixed throughout the day because of some kids are in this?
So we have a huge population of homeschool students. Probably more than half of our clients are homeschool families. So we offer classes in our studio during the day, and then we also offer after-school classes.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great. Is there anything else, like, as far as advice that you would like to give? I mean, you already have, but more advice that you'd like to give to the people that, they have something calling them.
Yes.
And they're in that state that you were.
That's such a good question. Yes. Just start. I hear so many, like, whenever we're talking with our friends, like, so many people have these amazing ideas, or they're sharing their dreams. Like, I've always thought I want to do this or that. And start. So go do it. Do it. I remember there was, I think her name's Amanda from Sophie May Boutique in Gilbert. And she had just opened up her boutique. She doesn't know who I am or anything, but I walked in there, and this is when I was on the cusp of just debating, should I not, should I go for this? And I congratulated her on her business. And I started asking her, and I was like, I have this idea, and I think I should do this. And she was like, do it. She looked me dead in the eyes, and she was standing in there in her new boutique that she had just opened. It was on a 10-year journey to get to that process. She looked at me and said, do it. And she said, tomorrow, go get your LLC, apply for the LLC, and get your bank account. Like, just one step at a time. And so I started. I started from there, despite all the fear, despite, like, being nervous, how to provide for my family, all of that, the fear of failing and rejection. Just start, and otherwise you're going to miss out on such a beautiful journey. And I can't imagine being where I was when I was debating. I loved teaching, but I'd slowly lost the joy of teaching and just needed something different. I can only imagine if I was still stuck, wondering, what torment that would be. And here I am, I get to live a life beyond my wildest dreams. And my daughter gets to be a part of it. And so if anyone has that idea, you can start. And you don't have to have all the resources. I mean, I started in my garage, and people showed up over and over.
You found that need. And then, like, when you were talking about that, I'm like, yeah, there's, because I was surprised, like, you had a brick and mortar. I was like, oh, and it's so close. I was like, this is so perfect. It's so wonderful. And I mean, there's a lot of different things martial arts for the kids, the sports and the dance and the stuff. And what's great about those is that, even if it feels like there's a lot, there's their own special uniqueness to each and every one of them as well. But I think it is beautiful when you find that need, and especially when it starts with your own need, and really connecting back to family. And that's going to your studio. It has a very, I don't want to say peaceful, because it's calm, but there's an energy there, a very creative energy. And I love your wall that you have with kids' signatures that are there. And it's just like, it feels like a free place to create. And I love how you've crafted that there. So it's done very well. A very good energy there.
Thank you. I love how you said it was peaceful when there's 18 kids and lots of paint everywhere.
I'm sure it varies throughout the day.
Chaotic in the most beautiful way. But that's the goal, is to create a safe place where these kids get to be creative, get to express themselves. Like I said, we were finishing up our semesters, and we had a new student who just created this beautiful piece of art. And I showed her mom. I was like, "Did you see her art?" And then she was so in awe. She's like, and she said to her daughter, she's like, "I didn't know you could do this." And her daughter was like, "I didn't know I could either." And she got to walk away with that feeling of, pride and success, and after working so hard on her art.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's great. That changes lives right there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
wonderful. Well, good job. I appreciate you sharing your story, because it's to me it's like a classic story of having that calling.
Yeah.
And, and doing it the way that you felt, that worked for you. And man, and it's just, and it's growing, and it's, it's continuing. And, I'm sure that there are, the ebbs and flows of the business. Are you able to kind of navigate that a little bit more easily with stuff under your belt a little bit, or do you have systems to like kind of help yourself through the times that aren't as fun and artful?
Yeah, I hope so. That's the goal that I'm working on, because right now I work too much. But that's how I got here. But now that we're here, the goal is to create more of those systems so that things ebb and flow where I'm not doing everything. Because at one point, it was just me. I was doing everything, and now I have to learn to delegate, and I've never had to do that before. So I did hire a business coach who's amazing too. And she is guiding me. She's an efficiency business coach too, who works with other women entrepreneurs. And she is guiding me through how to create these systems of efficiency. And we're already making so much progress. So I'm on my way to that. That's the goal.
I'm excited. Well, I mean, that sounds like you identified, okay, I'm working too much. And so, you're moving toward, okay, what do I do next? And you're finding your way along every step. It's so powerful. Yeah. And that's, sometimes we don't realize, oh, this is an obstacle coming up and I'm overcoming it. And that's what you're doing. Yeah. So you're already there doing it, and just being able to now eliminate the issues that you're having is the goal. Oh man, there was one thing I wanted to jump in there, and it just completely flew. Oh, that's what it was. Is there any question out there, or any need that you have that maybe just speaking it out, someone might see it and be like, oh yeah, is there anything that comes to mind that maybe we can help you out with, or something that you're in need of?
Oh, yes, probably marketing. Anyone connected with PTA groups or school groups, if anyone's looking for either art clubs at your school or Parents' Night Out where we do school fundraisers, reach out to Hot Potato, and we host the event. And then just like a pizza night, we donate 20% of the proceeds back to the school. So that helps us, because then that increases awareness on our art studio, and then we'd love to help the school.
I love those the night out ones. I didn't even know that was a thing, because I lived in a very rural place for a very long time, and once I was like, I have free time.
Yes.
It's absolutely wonderful. So PTAs, anything like that. I know there are people out there like, yes, I need this.
Yes.
So make sure you reach out, follow her on the socials, and share some of the art that's put up and all of that. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
It's
for
an
having me.
Where can they find you on what's the best social platform or website?
Yeah, we're on Instagram at Hot Potato Art Studio, and then our website is www.hotpotatoartstudio.com, and that's the best way to find us. Otherwise, or you can also stop by the studio, check it out. I'm so proud of it. We're on Val Vista and Ray in Gilbert.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here, and enjoy another day.
Thanks for tuning in to Badass in Action. Drop a quick note, DM, comment, or review, letting me know the moment that hit hardest or the questions it sparked. Your insights fuel future episodes. Until next time, stay badass, keep moving, and remember, you got this.